Dirtle Magic. Hello and welcome back. You can follow our post on Twitter and Facebook at DirtleMTG to stay up to date on our latest videos and other posts, and you can join a more robust discussion about Casual Commander at our blog, TheDiceBag.blog. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this content to help the channel and the blog grow. Another way you can support the channel, though, is through our affiliate links in the description below. If you're looking for single sealed product or gaming accessories to protect all of that glory, please consider clicking the links in the description. Now, grab some spells, it's time to dirtle. Hello and welcome back to Dirtle Magic. Today we're playing some more Ludevic, Necro Genius, and Olag, Ludevic's Hubris. Looking at our opening hand, we have some cards around some ramp. I think we can keep this for now. Let's go ahead and do so. New cards to the deck, Erebos God of the Dead, add some more card draw to the deck for sure, and rearrange some of the critters. Our first opponent is Sir Konrad the Grim, 3 black for legendary 5/4 human knight. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Sir Konrad the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent, 1 in black, each player mills a card. Going to be both good and bad for us, so we'll see how it goes. Our commander, Ludevic, Necro Genius, front side, blue-black for legendary 2/3 human wizard. When enters the battlefield or attacks, mill a card, X blue, black. Exile X creature cards from your graveyard. Transform this, it can't be 0. Activate only as a sorcery. I do apologize for the jets in the background, there's just nothing I can do about that. Turn 1 for Sir Konrad, though, saw Swamp and a Bloodchief Ascension into play. We get Gear Reach Sanitarium. Not the best right now. Let's do Swamp and pass it off. The backside of our commander, though, is Olag, Ludevic's Hubris. It's a legendary zombie, 4/4. When this transforms into it, it becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with it, except its name is Olag, Ludevic's Hubris. It's a 4/4 legendary blue and black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Put a number of 1/1 counters on it equal to the number of creatures exiled with it. Our next opponent is a partner pairing of Keleth, Sunmane Familiar, and Kodama of the East Tree. Kodama is 4 green for a legendary 6/6 spirit. Reach, whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with its ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser mana value from your hand onto the battlefield. Partner. Keleth, Sunmane Familiar is 1 white for legendary 1/1 horse. Whenever a commander you control attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it. Partner. Plasming Sands was into play for them. Our next opponent, with an immediate first turn Vampiric Tutor after a swamp, is Asmodeus the Archfiend. 4 black for legendary 6/6 Devil God. Binding Contract. If you draw a card, exile the top card of your library face down instead. Black, draw 7 cards, and black, return all cards exiled with Asmodeus the Archfiend to their owner's hand, and you lose that much life. So basically, a slightly roundabout Grizzlebrand. Have faced this once before. I don't remember if that video made it to the channel. Lots of doubling mana, Caged Sun, the Revenant, all that stuff, and it got out of hand really quick. Not looking forward to that. Lightning Greaves on Sir Konrad's turn. That'll be pretty good. Sir Konrad is probably the best, probably in my opinion, the best uncommon legendary creature there is. It's a totally self-contained engine, and it's just good. Like, it's in this deck. It's just really good commander. Let's go ahead and play an island. Get down our commander, speaking of. Like I said last time against Carador, and we got, shafted by Graveyard Hate, I do like to be a little bit aggressive with Ludevic to start filling our graveyard before we flip him over. Attempts the All-Seeing. That's not something I necessarily wanted in the graveyard, unfortunately. Bit of an alternate win con, but more importantly, it helps us loot. Also, I imagine Sir Konrad's going to have some recursion, specifically stuff to steal from our graveyard, so it also gives them an alternate win condition. To the partner pairing, that's a plains into play. It's Keleth, Sunmane Familiar coming down for them. Over to Asmodeus, there's Urborg. I imagine we'll see Cabal Coffers. This is one of those commanders where I feel like you're going to see it and it's going to be kind of the same deck every time. They do have Elixir of Immortality come down for them, though. Will be better against Sir Konrad, although their life loss might be a detriment. Speaking of Sir Konrad's turn, rolling on over. Marsh Flats into play. We have a Grim Haruspex coming down. So, some sacrificing effects perhaps? Grim Haruspex is a great card. Lightning Greaves onto it, by the way. Let's see where they're going to go with it. I imagine at us. Nope, they're at the partner player. Yeah, Kodama can also get out of hand. Tried to cover that on the channel, Livio and Kodama. If you didn't check that out, I'll put a link in the description below. The deck can go off. Unfortunately, I did not get a video of it doing so, but it can go off in a really big way, and it can be super scary. The partner player takes the damage down to 38. And there's a trigger for the Bloodchief Ascension. Our turn gives us yet another land, and I'm getting a little bit concerned there. It's an island. Let's go ahead and play it. And we'll go to attacks. I guess we'll just swing into Konrad, get some more mill going. Actually, let's swing into Asmodeus. Let's not poke a bear. We trigger it, we mill Rogue's Passage. That's okay. And in the second main, let's go ahead and play the Thematic Compass. That might be handy later. I do really like that card. It's one of the few flip cards I'll actually make room for in decks that don't annoy me. Bloodchief Ascension will also trigger again. The only person who can really destroy it besides our Feed the Swarm, I think, at this point, is the partner player. So, impetus onto them. Over to the partner player, we have a Swamp into play. It's Shield Mare. Okay, hold on a second. Is it going to be like a horse tribal thing? I always did want to kind of like make a 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse deck. That always interested me. Make it non-blue. When it enters the battlefield, becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, you gain 3 life. Can't be blocked by red. That was an interesting small cycle from the core set. Keleth's Sunmane Familiar is off into someone. Let's go ahead and take a look. It's off into Konrad, makes sense to me. It does get a counter, it's a 2/2 now. Damage is good. Konrad up to 2 commander, down to 38. The partner player is back up to 41, by the way, from that life gain. Rolling on over to Asmodeus. Snow-covered Swamp into play. Alright. Elixir of Immortality is being activated. So I guess they want their tutor back? That's pretty specific. I mean, they do gain some life, though. Back up to 41, so it's not all bad. Tap it down, pass it off. Reassembling Skeleton. Yeah, big black mana would make that work real good. Of course, that, work with Sir Konrad too at a cheaper rate, but that thing's good sacrifice fodder. So, it means a good card draw with that horror specs. The attack, it's off into us. We'll be taking 3. We are down to 37. To the end step, Bloodchief Ascension will trigger. Is it 3 counters or 4? 3 or more. Alright, so we'll each start being drained for 2. That also leaves us behind everyone else. We get Raven form. Too bad we don't have Liquid Metal Torque right now. Let's go Mortuary Mire. Probably should have done that last turn. We're going to get Attempts back. Let's go at Sir Konrad. If they want to block, sure, it doesn't matter. I'm sure they'll find a way to kill it anyway. They probably want the card draw. And Attempts goes back into the graveyard because I'm a dum-dum. And we have a block with the Reassembling Skeleton. Kinda figured that was happening. They can easily get it back, so I don't think it's going to be anything off them. They get to draw a card. And we'll pass it off. Yeah, that was dumb. Should have did the Mortuary Mire second main to get Attempts back. Oh, that was a bonehead move right there. We lose 2 life, down to 35. Over to the partner player, Vivid Grove into play. We will also have to be careful of that Bloodchief Ascension as well. The self-milling aspect really isn't helping us out right now. Descendant's Path. Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature, it shows a creature type with a creature you control. You get the stuff because tribal. Let's see. It says you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast it, it goes to the bottom. So that's interesting for tribal decks. Also, Cream of the Crop was something I really enjoyed in a deck way back. I forget which one it was, though. Keleth on the attack again. Looks like it might be Mr. Konrad. Defile as a response. Target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn for each swamp you control, which is 3 currently thanks to Urborg. Bloodchief Ascension will also trigger. Keleth hits the bin. Back to the command zone anyway. And that's it for the partner player. Rolling on over to Asmodeus. Yeah, still kind of afraid of them. I do hope we draw something other than lands. We will need some other stuff here. At least we do have Raven form in hand. Buried Alive. That's tutor for 3 things. I have that in my Your Tiller deck. It's pretty good, I hear. Yeah. Let's see what they get with it. Bloodchief Ascension will trigger it numerous times. To the graveyard, we have Villa's Broker of Blood, Massacre Worm, and Noxious Gearhulk. Some life drain, some life gain, and some life for cards kind of things. Yeah, I can see where that deck's going pretty easy there. Hitting a Bog as another land, though, wouldn't be against my sensibilities. And there's a straight up Reanimate onto Villas. Alright. So Villas looks like it triggered. My problem with that is Reanimate resolved to put it back onto the battlefield. Would it even see the life loss for that? I'm somewhat concerned that's not actually true, but I'm not a rules person. You can let me know in the comments. It seems to have worked for Magic Online. They draw up to 12 cards in their hand. They are down to 23. And Sir Konrad leaves the game. Okay. Sir Konrad just says they have to go. That is unfortunate. Hopefully they can stick around for the next game they play. Again, hope it's not an emergency. Life does happen. Like the internet going down. By the way, thanks for staying and tuning into Dirtle Magic. Our turn gives us a Frost Marsh. Yeah, that's still another land though. That's not my favorite. Let's go ahead and play it though. I don't feel like I really want to do anything else. And then let's just attempt to exile the villas. It gets exiled, they get a bird. Let's go to attacks. Yeah, hopefully we won't totally die now that Sir Konrad is gone, but we'll see. Phyrexian Arena to the graveyard. That's a bit of a sad face. New card draw to the deck. Phyrexian Arena is surprisingly expensive in paper these days. So chose that over Rhystic Stay because Rhystic is even worse as far as money concerns go. Again, I am talking about in paper. I try to keep an eye on paper when I build these decks. We have a bird token into the block. That's fine. And we'll pass it off there. So I think next turn, land, probably get down Erebos. And then the turn after that, attempts this, because then we can kind of draw a bunch of cards and attempt to win somewhere. Could be good. It's Guardian Project. Good card. No attacks out of the partner player. Okay. Rolling on over to Asmodeus. At least we took some of their draw away. Their commander, though, is going to be something good. 8 cards in hand after the draw. Let's see what they discard anyway. Eternity Vessel. Ha! That'd be pretty good, too. Sangromancer coming down. Some more life gain for him. Our turn gives us Whispering Spectre. Also good against life gain. Let's go Swamp. Let's get down the God of the Dead. Erebos into play. Off to the attacks. Yeah, let's go attack into the partner player. We should be able to survive this pretty handedly. Let's mill one more card. Swifty Boots into the graveyard. Still not hitting a lot of creatures on that mill. That has me somewhat concerned. We have a block. And it's all good. Let's pass it off. Next turn, land. Flip the Thematic Compass. Make a copy of Attempts with Olag and attempt to maybe win from there. It's Kodama of the East Tree. I actually wish this was a little bit less powerful because I really like Kamigawa. That's when I started playing, and the Kodama were some of my favorites of the bunch. So it makes me a little bit sad that this one's so powerful that it's like the green partner besides maybe Kamal. And we're being attacked. That makes sense. We'll take 2. We're down to 33. Over to Asmodeus. Asmodeus I do feel is going to catch up pretty quick here. They do have Crypt of Agadim and a full hand. And a lot of stuff in that graveyard. Runescar Demon. If it stays open long enough for me to read Erebos the Bleak-Hearted. They really need to fix that window thing. Lilium of the Dark Realms. Okay. So, Land Search, and again, Emblem with Make a Bunch of Mana. Yeah, pretty much the same deck I faced before. Again, I think Asmodeus is going to be one of those decks where somebody slaps it on the table and you're just like, oh, that again. You know, kind of like Marin of Clan Neltoth. It's Erebos, God of the Dead for them as well. That's alright, we don't exactly gain life. No attacks. Let's go ahead and draw a card with Erebos, assuming I can tap my mana correctly, which is always a problem. We get Rankle Master of Pranks. Could be good. And Nighthawk Scavenger on the draw. Let's play a Swamp. I don't think I want to do Gear Reach Sanitarium anytime soon, though. Let's cast Rankle. And go to attacks. Let's do Rankle off into Asmodeus. We won't be attacking with Ludevic right now. Okay, we do have a block. Was kind of hoping for that. They gained 3 life, but that's alright. Really wanted to get rid of that Sangromancer before it did too much damage. Then let's go ahead and get down... I think, yeah, let's go with the Nighthawk just for some defense. Whispering Spectre next turn, maybe. And we'll pass it off. The Thematic Compass flips over at the end step. And my mistake, Asmodeus gained no life because of our Erebos. I really love Erebos. Partner player's turn saw Descendant's Path trigger for the first time. Land into play. Kodama triggers. Hey, another land into play. Kodama also good in a landfall deck. I mean, it's an overly good card. I don't know what else to say about it. Field of Ruin gets the crack against Urborg. Yeah, that's the kind of play I like. And we get a land off it. Let's get an island. Vanquisher's Banner coming down. So, yes, it is a horse tribal deck. Makes a lot of sense. The horse is on the attack off into Liliana. She is down to 1 loyalty, rolling on over to Asmodeus. They activate Liliana to search for a swamp. It's Asmodeus the Archfiend coming to defile the battlefield. Erebos is also active again. And they'll draw 7 cards with Asmodeus. They all get exiled because of his binding contract, and then they put them to their hand and they lose that much life. Down to 1 mana, let's see if they can cast anything with it, otherwise it's a lot of discarding. To the cleanup step, let's see all the things they discard. Our turn gives us the Ring of Evos Isle, that's pretty good. As far as discards go, lots of lands and a Pontiff of Blight, glad to see that gone, and Razaketh. Yeah, Razaketh makes me worried. Let's play a Swamp. Let's go ahead and transform. We'll do 1 into X so we can get a Tempsis, technically, to the battlefield, more or less. And a Tempsis is now blue, black, and a 5/5. Let's go ahead and do the Ring of Evos Isle. Get some protection on it, and I guess we will go to attacks. And we'll get rid of Liliana, just to be sure. Liliana goes down, let's pass it off. Erebos is now deactivated on the other side of the field. Ours has never been activated, which I rather like. Over to the partner player, Descendant's Path triggers again. Let's see if they reveal a Horsey. They do not, it's a Plains. Keleth's Sunmane Familiar coming back down, and Vanquisher's Banner will trigger. I think that's the first time it's happened this game. They get to draw a card. Kodama, These Tree, and Guardian Project will also trigger. Guardian Project gets to resolve first. That's the right way to do it. Ooh, nothing to put down though. You can see the engine. It's on the field. They just must not be hitting anything. Cultivate for the partner player. Getting some more lands. Maybe they have a lot of lands in hand as well. Kodama on the attack. It's off into the Asmodeus player. It'll get a 1/1 counter thanks to the Sunmane Familiar. Asmodeus is on the block. Good stuff to have in hand, I suppose, although they can recast it with 1 activation of the Crypt, so not too bad there. To Asmodeus' turn, immediately 10 mana is added to the mana pool with just the Crypt activation alone. They could have something like Repay in Kind in the deck, and that would make me pretty sad. Dead of Winter. So everything gets -2/-2. Okay, we're just gonna let that go and see what happens. Yeah, it looks like just -2/-2. Yeah, just the Sunmane goes down. It will cost 6 to cast this time. Torment of Hailfire. Of course. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw a card. We go down to 29. It'll give us some extra discard fodder. That way we have to sacrifice less things. Night Howler, okay. So Torment of Hailfire is 8. I think we're just going to basically lose a lot of life because we really need to maintain the board presence, and Nighthawk Scavenger will actually get a little bit better. But let's go ahead and discard Gear Reach this time. And Whispering Spectre, I think. I think that will be good. Get Night Howler, try to keep it as much as we can, and just take the rest of the life loss. And it's done. We go down to 11. Torment of Hellfire is a fine finisher. It's just that it takes forever to resolve most of the time. I'd much prefer to be exsanguinated. But it is effective, you can't deny that. Path to Exile. Aw, man. Sad face. At least we get a land out of it, I suppose. Let's get an island. To our turn, we get a 1/1 counter onto Olag. That works for me. We also get a Ginger Brute. That's not the best. Let's go ahead and bestow the Night Howler. It is a 1919. Just not big enough. Do we want to take one player out of the game or no? Yeah, I guess we do. Kind of a hard choice though because the partner player still has cards in hand. Let's go ahead and take Asmodeus out if we can. Asmodeus is down. Good game to our opponent. We will not reveal our hand. There's no reason to. The condition is not met. Let's go ahead and pass it off. They can only attack us with Kodama. So, and we have protection on our Olag, so I think we're in an okay place. I really wish we could have kept the Nighthawk. It had that lifelink. I was so depending on that, but out of nowhere it got exiled. But that happens. What can you do? Unfortunately, we did take a power hit on a Tempsis, so I mean, 9/9 still not shabby. Sunmane Familiar coming back down. They'll draw a card. We have a few triggers. Guardian Project, of course, going to trigger. Kodama triggering as well. Do they have another creature to play? Nope. Blighted Woodland into play. At least we can get some more lands out of their deck. Trenching Steed. Sacrifice a land. It gets 0/3 until end of turn. That's a card, I guess. Could be good with the few cards that the few red cards rather that care about lands being dead. I have some of those in my green, blue, red Omnath. That could be good for something in a boon if you're into that. But I think there's easier ways to sacrifice things. More triggers. Fine Mare coming down. Can't be blocked by black creatures. Guess we gotta get down that Ginger Brute. I also very much enjoy that these are elemental horses. Just something. Elemental is just one of my favorite tribes. They do attack to put a 1/1 counter on it. That makes sense. Let's go ahead and remove it from combat. And it is playing a dangerous game, but in response, let's draw 2 cards with Erebos. Sunken Ruins is a card. And Ice Tunnel. Yeah, that's not very helpful. Ring of Evil's Isle will trigger again. Comes over to our turn, we get Phyrexian Crusader. Let's play Sunken Ruins, and again, I apologize for the Jets. Apparently they're running a lot of exercises today. Phyrexian Crusader, though, protection from white could be good. So let's get down the Ginger Brute, as well as the Phyrexian Crusader. I don't think we're going to make it to that second ability on our Attempsis, but you never know. Erebos is active, though, so that's nice. I think we just want to sit back right now, so let's just pass it off. See what happens. They get a Woodland Changeling. It's a Changeling, so that means it's a horse. Vanquish's Baron will trigger, then they get to cast it for free off Descendant's Path. And there are some more triggers. We have Imposter of the Sixth Pride coming down. It's also a horse, so it gets a 1/1 bonus. They have a lot of card draw and stuff, and they're already at 8 cards in hand. We really need like a board wipe or a way to finish off the game. I don't think we're going to be able to outrace them, though, and that's problematic. Land into play, Okina Temple to the Grandfathers. It's Crib Swap on Erebos. That is a sad face. Is there any way we can get rid of our creatures? Nope, so let's go ahead and draw a card with it. It's Voidmaw, not terribly helpful at the moment. We get a 1/1. Now they can gain life, that's no bueno. Timbermail coming down. It'll tap all other creatures on the battlefield. On the bright side, we can't Spires it, so that's not too bad, but it buys us a turn, maybe? Probably the ranks. When enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of that type get 1/1. I imagine it will be horses. It is. Kodama will trigger again. And Mirror Entity coming down. That's a great tribal card. Glad it's in white. And there's the attack with Timbermare. Let's just go ahead and remove it. To our turn, and probably the last one, Ring of Evil's Isle will trigger again. Unfortunately, we don't have another 10 damage after that to deal to our opponent. And we keep drawing lands, which is not very beneficial. Well, let's play an island. Well, let's play Voidmaw. And I guess we'll just pass it there. We could activate our Olag Attempsis to get some cards on the next turn after a block. Sacrifice Ginger Brute after a block, also to gain a little bit of life. Maybe survive one more turn, but I think we are quite done here. I had to pick a player to try to take out of the game, and we picked Asmodeus. Maybe not the best choice, but Asmodeus was eventually going to go off with something somewhere. Unfortunately, we just can't break through all these little horses. We also missed out on 2 card draw sources, and Erebos taking our life isn't the best either. They do pay the echo cost on Timbermare, though. It will not be sacrificed. Camaraderie. You gain X life and draw X cards where X is the number of creatures you control. They get 1/1 till end of turn. Yep, that's kind of backbreaking. They get up to 10 cards, up to 29 life. And they attack with everything. On the bright side, it didn't give anything trample, so that's good. Let's see what we can do with it. We are only at 5 life. Okay, our blocks are assigned. Unfortunately, not enough blockers, so they will get through and be able to guess. Let's remove Kodama from combat. And we go down -5. I'll give it to the horse tribal players, sure. Interesting deck, to say the least. A lot of the common green and white stuff, but they had it. Yeah, a few misplays in that game for sure. Also, just trying to get Ludevic online is somewhat of a hassle. It is truly a worse kind of mimoplasm. We also missed out on some card draw. Probably need to add even more of that, and definitely some one-side board wipes. Maybe even consider stuff like Ingarrick's Wake. We also drew a lot of lands this game, so I don't quite know what that was about. There it is, 1 to us, 5 to the winner. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deck. Alright, here's the deck. Did take out the Silent Arbiter, did take out the Stormtide Leviathan, added Muldrifter, Clackbridge Troll, Erebos, God of the Dead, Reconnaissance Mission, Phyrexian Arena. So, yeah, there's draw on the deck now. We didn't see any of it. Sad face. At least we saw some better protection this time in the Ring of Evil's Isle. I also forgot to mention last time Penman's Ores in the deck. That's mostly, it's not a combo piece in here, it's mostly for the flying granting and the shroud until end of turn. That's mostly what it's in here for. Untapping it could be good if we have a tapper like Attempsis, but that's not really what it's here for otherwise. So yeah, maybe 1 or 2 more card draws. We just didn't run into them. It may have been bad luck, but I want to kind of like hedge our bets. Also, definitely need more board wipes. We have the Meat Hook Massacre and Echoing Truth and not much else. Probably add, like I said, Ingarrick's Wake. Meat Hook Massacre, actually I might take out. It's not driving too well in the deck. We're not running like an Aristocrats or any kind of cycling build as far as creatures in and out of the graveyard, so probably going to take that out, put Ingarrick's Wake in. Might add Psych Rift. I don't like to run Psych Rift all that often, so I might do something like Flood of Tears or Evacuation might be better, because Flood of Tears we can immediately replay our commander. And that's the deck for this video. If you saw any cards that you want to purchase for yourself in paper, sealed products, or gaming accessories, please consider using the affiliate link in the description below. It helps out the channel, doesn't cost you anything extra. On to the last game for Ludevic, where hopefully we can have 4 players this time. Been a rough week for people, I suppose. And hopefully we can actually pull out a little bit more of our strategy. It happened a little bit here, but I'd really like to get it going a little bit more. But we'll see how things go. Until the next video, stay safe out there.